It's 11 p.m. and you're staring at a message you sent 6 hours ago. Still no reply, and some small, humiliating part of you keeps refreshing the screen like it's going to change something. You tell yourself you're not that person. You're not the one who waits, and yet, here you are, waiting. Now, think about the last time you stopped waiting, the last time you got tired, not angry, just tired, and you quietly stopped reaching out first, stopped replying within seconds, stopped being the one who always shows up, always forgives, always makes room at the table even when no one saved you a seat. And then it happened. The thing that still doesn't make sense to you, the person who barely noticed you, started noticing everything. The one who went cold started reaching back out. The one who took you for granted suddenly wanted to know where you'd been. You didn't do anything. That's what makes it so unsettling. You didn't beg, didn't punish, didn't play a game. You just stopped. And something shifted anyway. This wound has a name, though it isn't the one we usually reach for. Something colder and far more accurate. An old idea about the self, quietly dimming as a new one begins to glow. What happens when one person quietly absorbs the self, another person keeps handing over for free? This video isn't going to teach you how to disappear so someone chases you. That's a trick, and tricks wear off. This is about something heavier, why your presence stopped being felt, and what it will cost you to become someone whose presence can't be ignored again. Stay with me. This one might hurt a little before it sets you free. Here's the part no one wants to hear, so I'm going to say it plainly. The human mind does not cherish what it can access without cost, not because people are cruel, because your brain and theirs runs on an ancient, unglamorous rule called loss aversion. The fear of losing something hits us almost twice as hard as the pleasure of gaining it. A person often can't feel what you're worth until the moment they sense you slipping away. While you were there, constant, warm, endlessly reachable, there was nothing to lose. So there was nothing to feel. Your presence wasn't being ignored out of malice. Certainty is silent. It's only uncertainty that makes noise in the mind. Now here's the second layer, the one that really stings. Think about the people who show up warm sometimes and distant other times. The ones who text back in a minute one day and vanish for 3 days the next. Notice how much more space they take up in your head than the people who are simply boringly consistent. And that's not chemistry. You know who I'm talking to right now. Every family has one. Every friend group has one. The one who remembers birthdays without being reminded. Who drives 2 hours without being asked twice. Who apologizes first, even when they weren't wrong, just to make the discomfort stop. That was you, wasn't it? From the outside, this looks like strength. Jung would tell you to look closer. You weren't reliable because you were strong. You were reliable because some part of you was terrified that your worth was never really about who you are. It was about what you do for people. Jung called this living entirely inside the persona, the mask you built to be accepted while abandoning your shadow. Ask yourself something honest right now. When was the last time you said no and didn't spend the rest of the day quietly apologizing for it? Here's the part that will hurt, because it's true. The people who benefited most from your reliability were rarely grateful for it. They were comfortable with it. And comfort and gratitude are not the same feeling. The more you repeated yourself, the more you showed up, fixed, forgave, the more invisible your effort became. You didn't fail them, you just became furniture. And nobody thanks the chair for holding them up. This is why you're exhausted in a way you can't explain to anyone who hasn't lived it. It's not burnout from doing too much. It's the burnout of being endlessly available to people who never had to work to keep you. Let's be honest with each other here, because this is exactly where people get it wrong. Withdrawal is not disappearing to punish someone into missing you. That's a performance. Jung had no interest in performances. He cared about something he called individuation, becoming a fully separate, fully rooted person. Real withdrawal looks quieter than you'd expect. You stop performing availability you don't actually feel. You let a message sit for a while if you don't have the energy to answer it warmly. You stop explaining boundaries that were never anyone's business to interrogate. You stop doing the emotional labor for people who never learned to carry their own. This is you, finally, pulling your own energy back from where it's been scattered for years and returning it to the one place it was always supposed to live, inside you. The more of yourself you give away without limit, the less of a self you actually have left to give anyone. You stop being a person and start being a function. The reply machine, the fixer, the one who's always there. And a function is replaceable. A person, a whole, occasionally unavailable, fully alive person is not. So when you begin to withdraw, watch closely, because what happens next will tell you everything. The people who only ever valued your function will drift away, and the people who valued you, the real you, will lean in, unsettled, curious. That's just what happens when a mirror stops showing someone exactly what they wanted and starts showing them something real instead. Here's the part Jung understood better than almost anyone who's ever written about relationships. When you stop being endlessly available, you're not just changing your own life. You're holding up a mirror nobody asked to look into. While you were always there, they never had to look at themselves. Your consistency quietly covered for their inconsistency. The moment you stop, the imbalance that was always there becomes impossible to ignore. Jung would call this confronting the shadow by proxy. Most people, faced with your sudden absence, won't consciously think, "I took them for granted." They'll feel something even more vague, something they can't quite name, a kind of static, an ache where your presence used to be. Some people sit inside that discomfort long enough to actually change. Most don't. Most just scramble to restore the old arrangement. This is why, when you finally pull back, you'll often feel a strange rush, a sudden text, a burst of interest, an apology out of nowhere. That reaction is not proof they've changed. It's proof they're uncomfortable. And discomfort fades. What matters is what happens after the discomfort passes. Does the effort survive once you're available again? That's the only test that's ever told the truth. Not whether someone chases you once, whether they stay once the chase is over. I need to warn you about something here, because this is where withdrawal can quietly turn into something that hurts you worse. Done wrong, withdrawal doesn't build a boundary. It builds a wall. A wall doesn't protect you. It just moves your loneliness from unappreciated to unreachable. Detachment, the way Jung meant it, was never about feeling nothing. It was about no longer needing a specific outcome in order to feel okay inside your own skin. You can still love someone deeply and detach from the exhausting job of managing how they feel about you. If you find yourself withdrawing just to win, just to be chased, just to keep score in silence. Stop. That's not healing. That's control wearing a quieter outfit. Real detachment feels almost boring from the inside. Nobody's watching you do it. You're simply finally noticing how much of yourself you've been spending on people who never once asked what it was costing you. You were never meant to become unavailable to everyone. You were only ever meant to stop being unavailable to yourself. If any part of this made your chest tighten, if you recognized yourself in the reliable one, the over-explainer, this is where it starts to change. Not overnight. Quietly, the way most real things do. Start noticing the moments you reach out from anxiety instead of desire. There's a difference between, I want to talk to this person, and I need to know I'm still okay in their eyes. Learn to feel the difference in your own chest before you hit send. Start letting silence exist without rushing to fill it. When someone doesn't answer right away, resist the old reflex to send a second message explaining yourself. Let the space stay open. It will feel unbearable the first few times. That discomfort isn't proof you're doing something wrong. It's proof you're finally doing something new. Start asking yourself, before you give away your time or energy, one honest question. Would this person do the same for me, unasked? Not in theory. Look at the pattern they've already shown you, not the promise they keep almost making. The next time you catch yourself performing availability out of fear of being forgotten, remember what Jung spent his whole life trying to teach. You were never meant to be endlessly available to everyone else. You were meant to become whole to yourself. Wholeness doesn't chase. It doesn't perform. You don't have to disappear to prove a point. You don't have to punish anyone with silence. You just have to stop mistaking exhaustion for love and stop confusing being needed with being valued. The moment you stop being endlessly available isn't the moment you lose people. It's the moment you find out who was actually there for you and not just for what you gave them. So here's what I want you to do. In the comments below, just write one word: available. Not because I need the comment, because I want you to see how many other people are quietly admitting the same thing at the same time. If this found you at the right moment, subscribe and click our playlist to learn more.